debt ceiling. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifeemi Andrew. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike will step down in exactly 1 week. In 8 years of his administration in the state, figures by National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) shows that the unemployment rate in Rivers State rose from 41.82% in 2017 to 43.7% since 2020 till date. Speaking on this, an economist, Professor Ayodele Momodu, said the unemployment rate is increasing due to the inability of the current administration to revive the moribund industries to create employment. Professor Momodu tells correspondent Emeka Otuka that it is the business of the government to grow the economy through industrialization to create employment. He said the emphasis of the outgoing administration in the state was on infrastructural development and not job creation.
Well, it's obvious that unemployment has increased, both at the national and at the state. And like I told you, none of them is making any conscious effort in that direction. The emphasis is not how do we create employment, how do we get these idle resources stuck into the economy. That's not the emphasis. The emphasis is on the kind of projects that will control the roads and all that. The economy needs to grow. The private sector needs to come alive for you to be able to. Because for now, the economy here is public sector based. At the national level, it's the same thing. Public sector based employment. That's all that you have all over the place. It will be target focused, but it's not. Most of the industries in River States that have been comatose, no effort was made to revive them that would have taken in some people.
Professor Momodu, while speaking on the achievements of the outgoing administration and its predecessor in job creation, said both administrations adopted the same pattern. He said that rather than making policies that will grow the economy, they engaged more in projects that showcased their government.
I don't think there's much difference between what the two of them did in terms of job creation. I'm saying in terms because it's the same methodology that we adopt all the time. Government trying to employ people in the government sector. It's the same method. You employ doctors, you employ teachers. That's all. Those are government agencies and government parastatals that we try to, but not making conscious efforts to revive the economy. Is it the private sector? If the private sector can thrive, the private sector will pick up the idle hands around in the economy. And I don't see any government really doing that, both at the national and even at the state.
He, however, advised the incoming administration of Siminalayi Fubara and Professor Ngozi Odu to make conscious efforts to revamp the economy.
My advice would be spend River State money judiciously. Look at what the issues are. See how you can grow the economy. The economy must grow. If the economy does not grow, the economy cannot provide for the people. That's what I would tell the administration coming. Yes, the projects the outgoing has tried to execute. Okay, they are good. But have they solved the unemployment problem? How many people was the government able to employ? Has it increased the living standards of the people? That's very critical.
As you may know, Rivers State is the second richest state in Nigeria, with its gross domestic product pegged at $21.07 billion and a per capita income of $3.965 in 2007. Available data on the current GDP of Rivers State cannot be independently verified at this time. As a significant oil and gas producing state, the oil and gas sector contributes 44.6% of Rivers State's gross domestic product, surpassing agriculture and computer technology, which each contributes 10%. Industry contributes 7% and services 6% of Rivers State's gross domestic product. The outgoing administration embarked on the employment of academic and non-academic staff at the Rivers State University and the Ignatius Adjuri University of Education, with several promises as regards to the employment of youths in the state civil service. In 2019, the governor promised to employ 14,000 teachers. In 2020, he also promised to employ 5,000 youths in the state civil service. This year, Governor Nyesom Wike has promised to employ 10,000 youths in the state civil service. A check by our correspondent shows that the recruitment process is ongoing, but with many complaints from applicants. In another development, the leader of Inri Evangelical Spiritual Church, Primate Elijah Ayodele, has revealed that some newly elected politicians will have issues with their predecessors in the next administration, both at the state and national levels. In a statement signed by his media aide, Osho Oluwatosi, Primate Ayodele said the next administration will have too much misunderstanding that would lead to division between politicians. He claimed that it will have an impact on the nation and some states because their misunderstanding will hamper progress. The cleric further mentioned some incumbent state governors and their successors that will have these face-offs among themselves. He said the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu and the governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu will have their issues. The governor of Rivers State Nyesom Wike and his predecessor Siminalayi Fubara, Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and his successor Sheriff Oberevori, and several others. Moving on. The chairman of Ichie local government area, Obinanyanwu, has commended security agencies for the swift raiding of kidnappers' hideouts and the killing of 2 suspected kidnappers at Igbo Ichie Forest on Friday last week. In a statement issued by his spokesperson, Robinson Oluo, Dr. Anyanwu said that the men of the Nigeria police showed resilience and professionalism when they swung into action, adding that the council would sustain the provision of all necessary support. He also promised to sustain the fight against kidnapping for the overall development of the local government, as well as intensify surveillance in and around Igbo Ichie to guarantee peace and security in the area. He said his government is committed to ensuring adequate protection of lives and property in Ichie and urged investors and residents in the area to go about their businesses without fear. Recall that a raid on the suspected kidnap hideout in the Igbo Ichie forest by the C4I operatives of the Rivers State Police Command comes 4 days after the Ichie Council chairman vowed to clamp down on kidnappers and their accomplices who use Ichie, particularly Igbo Ichie, as their hideout and dumping ground of their victims. In a statement, the police said that 2 members of a kidnapping gang were killed in a gun battle with operatives of the C4I intelligence unit of the River State Police Command. A statement by the State Public Relations Officer of the command, SP Grace Iringe Koko, said the gang leader, who was later identified as AK Blackie, was fatally wounded, while another suspect, identified as Peter Wanfo, was shot while trying to escape. The statement said both suspects were taken to the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, where they were confirmed dead. It said the gang was linked to the kidnap of a woman and her daughter on 18th of March 2023 along Garrison, Port Harcourt. 2 members of the gang had earlier been arrested. The chairman of the Rumigbo Clan Council, Eze Roland Owonda, says the people of Rumigbo Clan in Obiakpo local government area have called on the paramount ruler of Apara Kingdom, Eze Chikewo Luwodo, to respect their decision on the installation of Chief Billy Owonda as the paramount ruler of Ikinigbo Clan. Mr. Owonda, at a media briefing, called on River State Governor Nyesom Wike, the Commissioner of Police, Director of State Security Service, and other security agencies to call the paramount ruler to order, saying his comments and actions are capable of causing crisis in Rumigbo. He said Ezewolu Wodo does not have the power to decide who becomes the paramount ruler of Rumigbo community.
We want to call on the Executive Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the security agencies, the Chairman of Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers, to call His Royal Majesty Eze Chike Anderson Wolwodo to order, because he wants to cause a disorder and crisis in Rumigbo by sensitizing the youths against the wish of the people. If anything happens to the contrary, he should be held responsible. He should be held responsible. If for any reason another chief should be recognized in Rumigbo, should not be from his own family again. Every community in Apana have their chiefs, just like Rumigbo. So we have installed our paramount ruler in the person of Eze Sabilio Honda JP. Eze Oha Ekinigbo.
Chairman of Ikinigbo Council of Chiefs, Wosu Michael, corroborated this.
What we are talking about is who is Eze Rumigbo. Eze Chikamadi Woluwodo is a first-class traditional ruler. He superintends over all the communities in Apara Kingdom And the headquarters of these communities is Obirehe, which is situated at Romadolo for historical reason. Now, when you go to each of these clans, they have their Eze, Yewele, Ruboku, Yewele Rumeprikum, Yewele Aneka, Yewele Rumokunta, Yewele Rumola. Today we are talking about Yewele Rumibo. Yewele Rumibo is not synonymous with Eze Parakinibo. Eze Oha Ekinibo is Yewele Ekinibo. We have crowned Yewele Ekinibo. Eze Sir Billy Wanelo Honda, JP. He has his place in Obirehe.
Also, a member of the Rumurukani family, Elder Stanley Amewule, said the Rumurukani family that installed Eze Woluwodo are the same people who installed Billy Owunda as the paramount ruler of Rumigbo.
Rumurukani in Ekinibo said that our chief is already installed by Rumurukani. Billy Owunda is our Eze. The person wey go do Rumigbo is not Nomukisolo again. Make him remember say na the same people of Numurukani install him in Obidi. Apana. Eze Woluwodo no get any right to install Eze na Ekinibo. That is all about it.
Still ahead, UK to ban Nigerian students, others from bringing family. Stay tuned.
Yes, we go.
President Muhammadu Buhari is expected to inaugurate the Dangote refinery today. The president will lead 5 other African countries to attend the historic event. The African presidents are Faure Gnassingbé of Togo, Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana, Macky Sall of Senegal, Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic, and Mahamat Derby of Chad. Rwanda President Paul Kagame will send a goodwill message virtually. Also expected is President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As the world's largest single-train refinery, the Dangote refinery is expected to produce 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Data shows that the Dangote refinery could support the establishment of 26,716 filling stations, create 100,000 direct and indirect jobs, and provide a $21 billion market for Nigerian crude oil annually. It was also gathered that the refinery would deliver a surplus of about 38 million litres of petrol, diesel, kerosene and aviation fuel for Nigeria daily. Hence, it would meet the 100% fuel supply requirement of the country. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its 5-day warning strike. President of the association, Emeka Orji, told newsmen that the association suspended the action for 2 weeks after reaching some agreements with the government on Friday. He, however, said the doctors will meet again on the 2nd day of June to review progress made with the agreement. Recall that the resident doctors started the warning strike on Wednesday, May 17, to compel the federal government to meet its demands. The doctors are demanding, among other things, the payment of all salary arrears for their members as well as the immediate upgrade of infrastructure in public hospitals. The warning strike affected patients at the UPTH, even though a strike protocol was activated when the strike started. The Rivers State University staff quarters is expected to be commissioned today. It is part of activities lined up for the inauguration of the PDP governor-elect, Siminalayi Fubara, and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, on May 29. Also to be commissioned today is the Basic Medical 500-bed hostel, Rivers State College of Medicine, Rivers State University. The United Kingdom is set to announce new restrictions that will most likely stop Nigerian students of other nationalities studying in the UK from bringing their families over. An exclusive report by The Sun UK says it will be announced this week. The new UK immigration policy will see all master's students and many other postgraduates banned from bringing family over. But the report says the ban will not apply to PhD students whose courses usually last between 3 and 5 years and are highly skilled. It follows the reports that net migration into the UK has skyrocketed to 1 million. Data obtained from the Higher Education Statistics Agency of the UK shows that a total of 128,770 Nigerian students enrolled in universities in the UK between 2015 to the end of 2022. The figure continues to grow over the years.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
U.S. President Joe Biden and top Republican Kevin McCarthy have spoken on the phone in a change of tone in stalled talks on lifting the U.S. debt ceiling. Mr. Biden told reporters the call went well and the two would talk again today as he arrived at the White House from the G7 summit in Japan. The two sides remain at odds over budget cuts demanded by the Republicans as a condition for raising the ceiling. Failure to do so by June could result in the U.S. defaulting on its debt.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this morning, you heard that an economist has been speaking on the Rivers State's rising unemployment rate as handover day draws near. The police has finally raided the Igbo forest in Rivers State. President Buhari is to inaugurate Dangote refinery today. Resident doctors have suspended their 5-day warning strike. The UK is set to ban Nigerian students and others from bringing family. On the foreign scene, US President Joe Biden and top Republican Kevin McCarthy have spoken over the phone in a change of tone in stalled talks on lifting the US debt ceiling. The news was edited by Chioma Ezewafo. Cloudy weather is expected in Port Harcourt this morning. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. let peace reign. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Good morning.